Welcome to Budget MTG Decks. All the cards you see in our videos are $1 or less, with exception of the commander cards. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when a new video comes out. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Budget MTG Decks. I'm David, and today we're going to be looking at 5 infinite Storm combos you won't believe are budget. Now, Storm is a card effect that gets more powerful the more time spells have been cast this turn. So in essence, the combos that we're going to be using today allow us to cast spells an infinite number of times. So before we get started with the combos themselves, let's have a look at some classic Storm spells as a refresher. The first 3 examples of Storm spells are Grape Shot, Tendrils of Agony, and Empty the Warrens. Now, Storm states that whenever you cast this spell, we're going to copy it for each spell cast before it this turn, and we get to choose new targets for the copy. So with Grape Shot, we're going to be dealing 1 damage to target creature or player, so in essence being able to kill anybody we want. Tendrils of Agony is going to be a similar effect because we're going to have target player lose 2 life and we're going to gain life. So as we're going to have infinite Storm counters, we're going to have everybody die and we're going to have infinite life. And Empty the Warrens is going to create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. So we're going to get an infinite number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Then we have Temporal Fissure, Ignite Memories, and Mind's Desire. Temporal Fissure allows us to return target permanent to its owner's hand. This is super nice because as we have an infinite number of Storm counters, we are essentially going to return every permanent back to its owner's hand, and that includes their lands. Ignite Memory is going to have target player reveal a card at random from his or her hand, and then is going to take damage equal to that card's converted mana cost. So anything other than 0 converted mana cost cards or lands, they are going to die essentially. Mind's Desire is going to have us shuffle our library, then exile the top card of our library, and then until the end of turn, we may play that card without paying its mana cost. So if you have Infinite Storm, of course, we're going to be able to play our entire library for free. Now let's have a look at some cards that work well that are not Storm cards. Forgotten Ancient, Aetherflux Reservoir, and Tidespout Tyrant. Now these are not Storm cards. These are not cards that we play after we get the Storm counter very high, but we can play them before we set up our combo. So with Forgotten Ancient, it says whenever a player casts a spell, we put a +1/+1 counter on Forgotten Ancient. Basically, if Forgotten Ancient is on the battlefield as our combo go off, it's going to be infinitely large. Aetherflux Reservoir states that whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn, and we can pay 50 life to deal 50 damage to target creature or player. So essentially, if this is on the battlefield and our Storm combo goes off, we can deal an infinite amount of damage, and we can also gain an infinite amount of life. And Tidespout Tyrant states that whenever you cast a spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. So this is essentially the same as Temporal Fissure, but this one needs to be on the battlefield first. We go off, and then we return everything back to everybody's hands, except of course our own stuff. Now, without further ado, let's have a look at the combos. Combo 1, Artificial Ragemonger Zombie. For this combo, we're going to need Ragemonger. Ragemonger states that Minotaur spells you cast cost a black and a red mana less to cast. We're also going to need Artificial Evolution. This allows us to change the text of target spell or permanent by replacing all instances of one creature type with another creature type. Then we're also going to need Nightscape Familiar. This reduces red spells we cast by 1 generic mana. And finally, we're going to need Lava Zombie. It costs a generic, a black, and a red mana, and it states that whenever it comes into play, we're going to return a black or red creature we control back to its owner's hand. Okay, to make the combo go off, we're going to start with Ragemonger and Nightscape Familiar on the battlefield. Next, we're going to cast Artificial Evolution, changing the word creature type Minotaur to Zombie. Next, we're going to cast Lava Zombie for free because Ragemonger reduces the casting cost by black and red, and Nightscape Familiar reduces the casting cost by 1 generic mana. When Lava Zombie enters the battlefield, we're going to return Lava Zombie back to our hand so that we can once again play it for free. We could repeat this process an infinite number of times to get an infinite number of Storm triggers. 3 additional cards that work well with this combo are Beast Whisper, Diregraph Colossus, and Hero of Precinct 1. As we're playing the Lava Zombie, which is a creature, with Beast Whisper, we're going to be drawing a card every time we cast Lava Zombie. Diregraph Colossus states that whenever you cast a zombie spell, we're going to put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield, and Lava Zombie is a zombie, so we're going to be getting that an infinite number of times. And Hero of Precinct 1 states whenever you cast a multicolored spell, we're going to create a 1/1 human white creature token. And of course, the Lava Zombie is black and red, so counts as multicolored. Combo 2. Dramatic Hedron Arcanist. For this combo, we're going to need Elite Arcanist. Elite Arcanist, when it enters the battlefield, we're going to exile an instant card from our hand, and then for X and tapping it, we can copy the exiled card, where X is the converted mana cost of the exiled card. We're also going to need Dramatic Reversal, which costs 2 mana. It's an instant that allows us to untap all non-land permanents we control. And we're also going to need Hedron Archive, which allows us to tap for 2 colorless mana. To get the combo started, we're going to start with Hedron Archive on the battlefield. Next, we're going to cast Elite Arcanist and exile Dramatic Reversal from our hand. Now we're going to wait a turn so our Elite Arcanist no longer has Summoning Sickness, and the fun can begin. We're then going to tap our Hedron Archive to give us 2 colorless mana. We're going to use the 2 colorless mana with Elite Arcanist to tap it and cast a copy of Dramatic Reversal, untapping our Hedron Archive and Elite Arcanist. We can now repeat this process as many times as we like for an endless number of Storm triggers. Another 3 cards that work very well with this combo other than Storm cards are Drowned Secrets, Gutter Snipe, and Saheeli Sublime Artificer. Drowned Secrets states that whenever you cast a blue spell, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard, and as Dramatic Reversal is blue, we're going to be getting that an infinite number of times. Gutter Snipe states that whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, we're going to deal 2 damage to each opponent, and of course Dramatic Reversal is an instant, so we're going to be dealing 2 damage to each opponent an infinite number of times. And Saheeli Sublime Artificer states, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, we're going to create a 1/1 colorless Serval Artifact creature token, and Dramatic Reversal is a non-creature spell. Then we move on to the next combo. Combo 3, Banishing Relic Spy. For this combo, we're going to use Mirran Spy. Mirran Spy states that whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may untap target creature. We're also going to need Banishing Knack, which allows us to, until end of turn, make sure the target creature can tap to return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And finally, we're going to need Darksteel Relic. It costs 0 mana and it is an indestructible artifact. We're going to start the combo with Mirran Spy and Darksteel Relic on the battlefield. Next, we're going to cast Banishing Knack, targeting our Mirran Spy. We can now tap our Mirran Spy to return our Darksteel Relic to our hand. We can then cast Darksteel Relic for free. Since we cast an artifact spell, we can untap Mirran Spy with its own ability. Now we're back where we started, and we can repeat the process an infinite number of times, each time allowing for more Storm triggers. Another 3 cards that work well with this combo are Efficient Construction, Molten Nursery, and Joyride Weatherlight Captain. With Efficient Construction, we're going to be getting a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token for every time we cast Darksteel Relic. Molten Nursery is going to be allowing us to deal 1 damage to target creature or player for each time we cast Darksteel Relic because it is a colorless spell. And Joyride allows us to draw a card every time we cast Darksteel Relic because Darksteel Relic is a historic card. Now let's move on to the next combo. Combo 4, LLanowar Auratog. For this combo, we're going to need Dark Impostor. Dark Impostor allows us to exile target creature and put a +1/+1 counter on Dark Impostor. Now Dark Impostor is going to have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with it. We're also going to need LLanowar Elves, which can tap for a green mana. We're going to need Auratog, which can sacrifice an enchantment to give it +2/+2 until the end of turn. We're going to need Barrenton Medic, which allows us to put a -1/-1 counter on it to untap it. And we're going to need Rancor, which is an aura that when it is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, we're going to be able to return it back to our hand. So we're going to start the combo off with Dark Impostor on the battlefield after it has exiled LLanowar Elves, Auratog, and Barrenton Medic. So this means that Dark Impostor has 3 +1/+1 counters on it, and all the abilities of the 3 previously mentioned creatures. Next, we're going to cast Rancor and target our Dark Impostor. Now we can sacrifice Rancor with Dark Impostor's ability granted by the exiled Auratog. Rancor goes to the graveyard and returns to our hand, and our Dark Impostor gets +2/+2 to the end of turn. And now we're going to tap our Dark Impostor to produce 1 green mana, which we're going to use to cast Rancor again. At this point, all we need to do to start the whole process again is to untap our Dark Impostor. Luckily, we also exiled Barrenton Medic, which means we can put a -1/-1 counter on Dark Impostor to untap it. At this point, we can repeat the process as many times as we like. Keep in mind that no matter how many -1/-1 counters we put on Dark Impostor, it won't die, as it keeps on getting +2/+2 for each -1/-1 counter it gets. Another couple of cards that work well with this combo are Deeproot Champion, Mesa Enchantress, and Sigil of the Empty Throne. Deeproot Champion states that whenever you cast a non-creature spell, we're going to put a +1/+1 counter on it. And as Rancor is an aura, which is a non-creature spell, it's going to get infinitely large. Mesa Enchantress states that whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you may draw a card, and the aura is an enchantment, so we're going to be drawing an infinite number of cards. And Sigil of the Empty Throne states whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying, so you're going to be getting an infinite number of flying angels. Now let's move on to the next combo. Combo 5, Unexpected Insidious Truth. For this combo, we're going to use Junktroller. Junktroller can be tapped to put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. We're also going to need Chakram Retriever, which whenever we cast a spell in our turn, we're going to be able to untap target creature. Inverter of Truth, whenever it enters the battlefield, we're going to exile all cards from our library face down, then shuffle our cards from our graveyard into our library. We're also going to need Unexpected Results, which states that we're going to shuffle our library, then reveal the top card. If it's a non-land card, we may cast it without paying its mana cost. And finally, we're going to need Insidious Will, which allows us to copy target instant or sorcery spell. To make the combo go off, we're going to start with Junktroller and Chakram Retriever on the battlefield. Next, we're going to cast Inverter of Truth to exile our library and make sure our graveyard is empty. Now we're going to start the combo. First, we will cast Unexpected Results and hold priority so we can follow up with an Insidious Will while an Unexpected Results is still on the stack. We will use Insidious Will to copy Unexpected Results. Now that Insidious Will is in the graveyard, we're going to tap our Junktroller to put Insidious Will back in our library. Then we're going to resolve the copy of the Unexpected Results made by the Insidious Will. This will allow us to cast Insidious Will for free, once again choosing to copy the original Unexpected Results still on the stack. Because we cast Insidious Will, we can untap Junktroller using Chakram's Retriever's ability, and we can start the loop all over again. Another couple of cards that work very well with this combo are Firebrand Archer, Flux Channeler, and Talrun Sky Summoner. Firebrand Archer states that whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it's going to deal 1 damage to each opponent, and of course, Insidious Will is a non-creature spell. Flux Channeler states whenever you cast a non-creature spell, proliferate, so we're going to be able to proliferate as many times as we want. And Talrun Sky Summoner states whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, we're going to be creating a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying, giving us an infinite number of 2/2 flyers. Now those were 5 Infinite Storm combos. You won't believe our budget. Now remember, all the cards we used in these combos are $1 less, so they're not very expensive to put together. However, they're also not a lot of fun to play with or against, so use them with caution. If you want to get in touch with us, join us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Budget MTG Decks, and if you have any comments or suggestions, just leave them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. I'm David, and this was Budget MTG Decks. Find all the cards discussed in this video in the description below. Also, show you're a fan of the channel by rocking this awesome Budget MTG Decks merchandise. This show was made possible by the support of our loyal patrons. Head on over to patreon.com/budgetmtgdecks and donate as little as $1 per month.